Hello, you reached King Tries Tribe. I'm Matt, and today I'm going to give you a message on my awakening process post my separation. This is in addition to the first video that I came out with in December, which was my awakening. I realized that I didn't add as much detail and consistency to that video, and I was receiving a lot of questions in reference to that. So today I'm gonna do my best to answer majority of people's questions by going through my awakening process in better detail. But first I would like to first I would like to tell the impatient people that I will timestamp the video, so that way you can just jump to the message if that's what you want to do. But I would like to thank all my subscribers and anybody that's subscribed to not only my channel, but my IG account, King Tries Tribe, and all the likes, even dislikes, comments, shares. You guys are awesome. Just another reminder, I know that a lot of people like to use IG and DM people or direct message, but I do not answer direct messages. As I've said before, I concentrate all of my energy towards emails. I don't want to go have to worry about trying to answer people in too many different avenues. So if you have something to add, you can email me, kingtranstribe@gmail.com. I'll also put this in the description of all of my videos, and it's on my about section of my channel. But I will not answer direct messages. Just I want to devote my energy towards one avenue, which is email. So if you have anything that you would like to ask me, or anything you want to tell me, then please just send it to my email. I'd also like to thank everybody that's provided energy donations. You know who you are. I'm not going to list you on my channel. But I really appreciate your energy donations. And if you would like to provide an energy donation, which you don't have to, don't feel obligated or anything like that, but if you choose to, it will be in the description of this video or on my about section of my channel. And I would just like to thank those people in advance. And also I'd like to thank the people that donated during the super chat this past Thursday. You guys are awesome and definitely not expected by me. I also offer coaching sessions if you want one-on-one time with me to be able to go over your scenario and get advice. I offer those. You can sign up through Instago. That's also will be in the description of this video, along with majority of my other videos, and in the about section of my channel. And if you missed the super chat, it was pretty awesome. For my first time doing a super chat, you know, it was the subscribers that made it awesome. It wasn't me. There was great energy in that super chat. You guys all answered each other's questions, and we had a great time. It won't be the last time I do a super chat. I will do it. I'm trying to figure out what kind of schedule I want to go on with that, but as of right now, I'm thinking I might do one like every other week. But if you have any suggestions, put it in the comments and I'll take a look at it. So as we go through this message, I would just like you to do one thing for me. As you listen, put yourself in my divine feminine's position, and just ask yourself, how would you feel? How would you feel if you were my divine feminine, you weren't in separation, and you were with me going through these type of things? What kind of toll, another question is, what kind of toll would this take on the connection? I want you to visualize these things, and I have a reason for this, but I want you to visualize what kind of toll this would take on the connection. But basically, you will see how the separation was a positive in disguise. And once again, the divine is spot on. Who would have thunk it? So basically, the reason why I want you to ask yourself these questions is because a lot of us are in separation right now, and separation has to happen for a lot of reasons. But one of the things that I think that we don't look at is actually protecting the connection. And we always want to look at things, because we're human, in the 3D, and that's what we see. But as we elevate into the 5D, we start letting go of 3D concepts. And so I want you to understand that there's reasons for everything happening, as I've said in a lot of my videos, but especially this one. The reason why you might be in separation, and more than likely, is to protect the connection. And because, if you're going through all of these things, just imagine the amount of stress that it puts on the connection. Just imagine the amount of damage that can be caused during that period of time. You think that it's maybe sort of unrecoverable right now, but if you're going through all of these different situations, just imagine the amount of damage that would be caused. And it would get to the point where it would be really almost impossible to be recovered. And so just keep that in mind as we go through, and you listen to this story about my awakening. So let's move on. So this post-separation and my awakening. So the last date that I had contact with my divine feminine was in December of 2017, and after she emailed me and told me that she didn't want me to communicate with her anymore, I emailed her after that a week later, and of course, I fully understood that those boundaries were enforced, but me being the brick that I was, a month later, I felt gravitated to reach out again, and I did that through text because I was wanting to see, for one thing, I was like, well, I wonder if I'm blocked on a text. So then I sent her a text, and once again, I was fully made aware that those were enforced boundaries. And of course, I was the brick, and at that point, I was practicing the definition of insanity, and that's what most divine feminine, most divine masculines that are unawakened, they practice, because they're just not awakened, and they're not conscious of what they're actually doing. So basically, after that point, it took me 2 times. I guess I can consider myself a fast learner, because normally I would have probably done that more than 2 times. So I actually did wise up, but then I got rid of everything to do with my twin. Pics, numbers, anything that kept me from moving forward, basically. And I guess the thing that I want you to understand is, and if you listen to my videos up to that point, one of the things that I didn't do during that time was get rid of things that had to do with my prior marriage. Well, this time, I basically got rid of everything that had to do with her. And I didn't even do that with my marriage stuff before. So I guess I was starting to learn as I was going along, I guess you could say. But approximately March of 2018, I needed to refinance my house to get my ex-wife off of that, and due to my divorce, I had a few things that basically kept me from allowing that to happen. So then I called a realtor to give me some comps, and he did, and then I sat on it. I didn't move forward at that time, but then April, I had some things going on with my with a modification to my divorce, and that wasn't going real well, and so then I was forced to sell my house. So I listed my house, and then it was almost, I don't even think it was 24 hours, it got under contract. And I thought, I was like, that was freaking awesome, man. I was like, yes, I'm moving forward. At the same time, I was like, well, it kind of wasn't awesome because I was having trouble finding a place to rent because of different things that had to do with my personal self, and it had to do with my divorce. But anyway, but finally I found a place, and it was rough getting in because my finances were strapped at that time due to me putting money into the house. I was trying to get that house ready for a buyer, and trying to move, and my kids, my kids were in competition sports. But anyway, I got a place to rent, and right after that, so my house, basically the buyer of my house basically couldn't buy my house because of some personal situations that happened with them, and so it was no longer under contract again. Well, that would happen to me, and this is kind of the situation that I was going through. Part of my dark night of the soul was, this house, this house would go in and out of being under contract 4 times before it was sold. And this was a period between April of 2018 till I didn't actually sell it till the end of June of 2018. And it was rough. I mean, because I had to deal with my kids, and they, of course they're in competition sports, and I had to make sure I was paying that. I was in the middle of selling my house. I was trying to get that ready. I was trying to, pay for things, the repairs in the house, try to, maximize the value of the house. And at the same time, I had to keep going to work, and then, moving my stuff out of the house into another place. And so my stress level at the time, was really high. And approximately June, I would actually say probably more like May. I don't really have an actual date, but May, June-ish, I was in a dark night of the soul. I mean, I was emotionally, physically, and spiritually hurting. I mean, it had taken a large toll upon me. I mean, I lost my twin at the beginning of the year. I was losing my house because I had to sell it. And then I had mediation with my ex, which was not finalized during that time. And, I will say this, that I'm just barely getting through that now. So, but I'll get into that a little later. So, I had house fees due with repairs and some other things. I had attorney fees, kids comp sports, moving expenses, my new place, I had to put a deposit down, man, it was crazy. And I was so stressed, I couldn't sleep. I was being stretched so far, I felt as if I was breaking in half. I would have awful dreams. I had so much hate and anger towards certain people, and would wake up with my heart racing. I thought I was going to have a heart attack at times. And so basically at this point, I give the analogy of me being a tree branch that's breaking in half and one splinter at a time. Well, this was part of that time where I was going through, and it was one splinter at a time. I literally felt like I was breaking. And that was one of the most difficult times of my life. And as I was saying about I was the tree branch, and I was basically on my last if I wasn't on my last splinter, it had to be my last 2 or 3 splinters. There wasn't very many splinters left. But I finally got a call from my realtor, and he said I had a serious buyer that was putting a large sum of money down and wanted to close by the end of June. And I was like, man, that is freaking awesome. And I was praying. I was like, man, please let this go through. And it was truly the best news at that time I could get. Once my house closed and that was off my shoulders, I felt like that I was given a new life. I mean, it truly felt like that God had blessed me at that time. I even had a dream. I had a dream that shortly after that, I had a dream that I was just going through the motions of driving to my old house like I normally would, getting off work, going to my new house. I even pulled in my driveway like I normally would. And I got out of my car and I turned around, and the house looked like it did whenever I left. And the only thing that was different was the owners of the house came out onto the front. They didn't say anything to me. I didn't say anything to them. They just kind of looked at me like, why am I here? And so then I turned around. I was like looking across the street at my neighbor's house. And then I turned back around. And at that point, my house was so unrecognizable. I didn't even know that I was at my old house. And it really kind of freaked me out. So then I got in my car and I drove off. And as I was driving off, I heard this voice. And it was my twin, and she said, "Don't you feel better now?" And it was really, that was one of the experiences that I had during my awakening process. That was just like, it kind of jolted me because she had went through and before, and she had always told me that I needed to sell my place. And me, I really like my house, and I really like especially having my own backyard, because that was my sanctuary when I get off work, especially in the summertime. Not as much in the winter because it's cold here in Utah, but in the summertime I had like my own little privacy fence. I could go outside and I could just chill, and just enjoy the nature and watch the sun go down. And, that was very peaceful for me. But she had always told me that I needed to sell, but I just kind of disregarded and did my own normal DM things of not listening and just doing my own thing. But moving forward, during that time period, after that, I had lots of dreams. That was the one thing that I noticed the most, was I had lots of dreams. They weren't evil dreams or anything like that, or malicious dreams. They were more or less dreams that some of them I understood and some of them I didn't even know why I was having them. And a lot of them were with my twin. I mean, there was times where I'd have dreams and they made sense. Then I would also have, on my YouTube, I had things about twin flames just pop up on my front page. And I was just like, why am I having those things pop up? I never searched for those type of things. I knew nothing really about that, those type of things, and they just popped up. Then as I've said before, I was forced to get a new phone. And so when I got a new phone, I had already, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, deleted everything that had to do with my twin. Well, 10 to 12 texts popped up on my phone in my pictures. And one of them was a conversation that I had with my twin where she, I was asking her, I was like, what kind of energy do you feel with me? And she was like, well, as I already told you that I feel past, present, future, lifetime twin flames. And I don't remember having that conversation, but obviously I didn't pay attention. And I didn't have any of those things on my phone. I deleted everything off of even my old phone. I had nothing on there. I deleted everything off, deleted phone numbers, everything, and that stuff popped up. And then also at the same time, I was drawn to this specific spiritual advisor, and I still talk to her on a regular basis whenever I feel guided. But and I was very skeptical of this person, and I even told them whenever I met them that I was skeptical. And then I was drawn to also journal, and I went to Barnes and Noble, and I got this specific journal, and there was only one left, and I still have it, and so I was drawn to do that. And then basically, as I entered August, I was awakened, and was moving forward, and fully aware of what I wasn't aware of before. I was walking through unconsciously, unaware of what's going on and what I was doing and how I was affecting people and how my energy was affecting people. But I knew at this time that I needed a transformation, and I felt guided to work on my mind, body, and soul. And I didn't know I didn't know, what other than, I knew there was a greater purpose, but I didn't know exactly what at that time. So I started, I prayed before, but I started praying more, meditating more, exercising more, eating clean, reading as much stuff as possible, how to do with twins, spiritual stuff. Anything I could. I was basically, my brain was a sponge at that time. I was just reading as much stuff as I could to try to figure out things. And it was basically a life-changing experience. And at the same time, I felt like a new baby. That's the best way I can put it. I had to do something. I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know what. And I just kept working on me. So this is my recommendation to you. And I would like you guys to really listen to this, because this is not only, we're getting into less of my experience and more of the message that I'm supposed to be delivering to you from the divine. So my recommendation to you is to know the divine and angels are working hard. Union is in the highest good. Never doubt that. It's so important that you work on you, mind, body, and soul, the Holy Trinity. This assists the divine and humanity. Release your twin. Release the thoughts of your twin. Release thinking that you have to keep up with your twin. Stop stalking your twin. Step into your power and own it. You're all kings and queens. You all need to step into your power. You all need to take ownership of your life purpose, and do what you need to do. As a joker, divine masculines may be bricks. I was once a brick. But once we awaken and become the king, we need a queen. Each of you, if you are in a divine feminine energy, are queens. And extremely special. And if you're not a divine feminine or in divine feminine energy, then this is the opposite. You are a divine masculine energy, and you all are kings, or emperors, or empresses, or however you want to take it. Whatever resonates with you is what you are. But just put it this way. You all are special and pure. Your energy is pure. As a king, this is my final piece in the physical that I need. After I get my queen, I will write a story that no one is going to believe. It's going to be amazing and beautiful due to the amount of peace, love, and happiness that is brought to humanity in this world. If you are watching this video, then you are a part of my tribe. You also are needed in some capacity. Put in the work, and when you do it like your life depends upon it. Do it so passionately and better than anyone's expectations. Step into your greatness and know the divine, your angel team, is right beside you. Divine timing is your time. Union is yours. It is here for you to pick. If you are with me, give me a like, a comment, a share, or subscribe to my channel. And most importantly, step into your power. You are all awesome. You all have things inside of you that you're not aware of. And allow your flame to shine around you. Your twin flames, your light workers, let your flame shine around you. Let people see you shine around your physical body and move into your mission here on Mother Gaia. I hope this resonates with each one of you. I hope that this answers the questions as far as awakening. And if you're a divine feminine, know that the divine has a way of awakening your divine masculine. Don't worry about what you have to do to make them awaken. They will awaken. Trust me on that. I just want you to know that that I love each and every one of you guys, you ladies, guys. You're part of my tribe, and I'm going to do everything possible to assist you as best as I can. You're going to have a great week, and you're going to step into your power, and you're going to become queens or emperors or empresses or whatever it is you resonate with. But just know this: peace, love, and happiness is what's most important. I thank you guys. Have a great week.